iPhone XR, we've got some cases to check out. Dave Taylor here, and I have an iPhone XR, which means we need to have some cases. So I hit up all the major case manufacturers and got really an insane number of cases. So I've broken it down. This is just the more heavy, rugged sort of cases. So we're gonna start with the one that's on the phone. This is the OtterBox Defender, and it is a custom cover, so you can pick and mix and match colors. So the outside is what's known as Winsome Orchid, and then the inner part is actually known as Night Purple. Now, here's how I'm going to look at these cases. I want to look at the bezel, which is the amount that it raises above the screen. Any good case should have at least some level of bezel on it. And I'm also going to look at whether it covers up the holes, which you ideally want, and whether it works with wireless charging. Because one of the cool things with the iPhone XR is that it supports Qi charging. So let's start out with our OtterBox Defender, and we have a handy wireless charging stand. So we'll put it on, and voila. So there we go. Number one, it does in fact do wireless charging. The Defender also has a wicked bezel on it. It's nice and tall. And in terms of covering up things, well, it covers up the buttons by replacing them with rubber buttons, but there's no screen protector on the front, which is good. You just need to know that. But it leaves big holes where the speakers are. Now, the XR is supposed to be reasonably weatherproof, but that's something that's worth knowing. So there we go. Number one, OtterBox Defender. Now, the possibly hardest challenge of all is trying to figure out how to get the case off. Now, if you think about it, you really want to have your cases be fairly tricky to remove, because that means that they're going to stay on. So this is a two-part construction. So we have the sort of rubber outer part, and then we have the hard shell inner part, which is kind of an interesting design, because I actually have a case that's exactly the opposite. But once you take the rubber part off, then you can see it just has little clips on it to hold the two pieces of the case. There's a top part and a bottom part. And assuming I can figure out how to do it, then we should be able to just pop it open. Let's see, we might have to do this. Oh, I see, we have to open this up. Okay, so this is not a case you're gonna wanna switch on a daily basis, because there's some work here. There, okay. And apparently Siri gets excited. Oh, here's something else interesting to note, is that there's also a soft back here. So it's really like a 3-layer case. So this actually gives you a little bit of impact absorption. It also has a hole where the camera is, so that's not protected, but that's probably good because you probably don't want to have any issues with that. Okay. OtterBox Defender, that's number one. Number two is this. This is the Griffin Survivor Endurance. And this is another really nice case. We'll pop this one out, and it's gonna be really hard for me to keep track of all this, so cut me a little slack, man. So here we go, here's the case, and it is one piece, so it's a little less complex than the OtterBox, but it has a hard section in the back, and then the sides are a sort of combination of that hard plastic and a rubber. I'm sure it's a TPU rubber. And it comes in clear, which is this color, or black. And let's drop the phone on. And let's see, it goes in pretty easily. Voila. Okay, so that's nice. Now, downside, it has a very minor bezel, so minor that it almost feels like it's the same level as the screen with the screen protector installed. So this has the OtterBox Alpha glass on it. So the bezel, not fantastic, but the feel of it is nice. It's a little plasticky, because instead of rounded edges, they have a sort of angled edges. So that's a feel that some people might like and others won't. Obviously, it is not covering up anything at all. It's just cutting up holes, or cutting out holes. And I'm completely confident that it will actually do wireless charging, and it does, so that's good. Okay, now let me back up a little bit. OtterBox Defender, $69.90 at OtterBox.com. Very nice, right? I guess I should hold this way. $69.90 at OtterBox.com. Now this case is the Griffin Survivor Endurance, and this is $39.99 at GriffinTechnology.com. So this is considerably less expensive and a little bit easier to take on and off. Now, next one up, LifeProof. Now, a lot of people don't realize LifeProof is actually owned by OtterBox. So it's kind of like two cases from the same company, but I really like LifeProof, and they generally have pretty hardcore cases. You can see this one is gonna take me a minute or two to figure out. It comes with a tool, and the tool is not me. I am not the tool. Thank you very much for that judgment. Just kidding. But we're gonna have to use it to open the case, and it's easy enough. You just put it in, and then you twist it as you saw, and then that should give us the ability to at least slip in the phone, and then clip it closed again. And let's see, there we go. Oh, that's actually very nice. So you can see on the front, you have the inner rubber, and then you have an outer bumper. So together you have sort of like color, clear, color. And this one comes in 5 different color choices. This is not pink, though it may look pink. This is known as Cactus Rose. And it does a nice job of protecting most all of the little ports and stuff. Even with this sort of weird, I'm not sure what's going on here, little weird port cover there for the on-off switch, I guess. I might need to realign that to get it to work properly. Don't really like how they've done that. Here's a close-up. You can see it feels a little strange, but then again, to be fair, on my iPhone, I never turn it on. It's always off. My phone is in perpetual mute mode. On the bottom, they have taken the speakers and given you just little slots for them, and then the charge actually has a little cover that you open up. So that looks like it's not too deep. Sometimes they're so deep the cable doesn't work. Now, bezel-wise, this is a nice bezel. This is, even with the screen protector on it, we're still getting another couple of millimeters. So if the phone were to drop on its face, the screen itself would be protected. And of course, the third piece is wireless charging, and it does wireless charging. Now, the most daunting part is taking it off. But before we get there, LifeProof next comes in 5 colors. This is Cactus Rose, and this is $79.99 at lifeproof.com. This is actually the most expensive of all the cases we're looking at, and it has a very nice feel to it. I don't know how easy it would be to open the case if you lost this little additional doohickey. Probably you can get another one from them for fairly inexpensive. Let's see. So I have the case open. Now we need to have it let go of the phone. See, usually this sort of stuff happens behind the scenes, so you don't get to see people struggling, but we'll get here. We'll get the phone out. Let it free. Aha, there we go. Phone, good. Now, this, like I said, LifeProof next. That's our third case. Next up is Speck. This is the Speck Presidio Pro. And I like Speck because they tend to make pretty slim designs. My favorite case on my iPhone XS is actually a Speck case. And this is a very similar design. So the Presidio is just this great sort of two-tone design where the inner part is the soft TPU and then the outer part is the harder plastic. This is actually filigree and slate gray is the double color combination here. They actually have it in 7 different color combinations, so plenty of options for you. So let's see. Well, I'll put the phone in. Way less work. No tools involved. Boom, phone in case. Very nice. Now, it's not really covering up a lot of ports, but it does, on the positive side, give you access to the volume on-off. And on the bottom, you can see in the close-up that it gives you actually plenty of access to the charging port and the speakers. From a bezel perspective, this is pretty much the optimal bezel. There's enough that it actually is going to be useful, but it's not so much that it actually messes with your feel of using your phone. Okay, so wireless charging. Wireless charging. Let's even do it sideways and see what happens. Uh-oh, it doesn't work wireless charging sideways. Nope, wait, there it is. It's charging sideways. That's more a testament to the stand than the case, but nonetheless, we'll take it. So, Speck Presidio Pro, $39.95 at speckproducts.com. It's very nice. This is actually a fairly boring color, if I may say so, for such a cool phone, but they have lots of different colors, lots of different choices, and they have similar designs that actually have patterns and graphics on them, and those are really the ones I like. If you've seen my phone show up in other videos, and hopefully you are catching my other videos, then that's what's going on. All right, now, next up, I have two from Urban Armor Gear, just because I really love their design. They're just really fun. Let's see if I can open this one. Uh-oh, might need a tool, a different kind of tool, a knife. Always carry a knife, right? Well, except for when you're going through the airport security, at which point that's a really bad time to carry a knife. So let's see, I will open this up. And this particular case is the Pathfinder. And I really like the Urban Armor Gear because they just look like something out of a video game or something. I mean, check out that case. This is pretty cool looking. Wait till we get to the next one though. But this one, let's just start here. And it's a two-layer, so there's a hard plastic and there's a more rubberized plastic that covers the inside. And phone should just slip into it. Yep. And it has a little bit more bezel than the previous one, but it's roughly the same. This is comes in 4 colors, the Pathfinder. This is slate. I guess this is short for slate gray, though it's a kind of bluish gray. And it has boxy edges, and the back is textured because of the design, but it's a very, no surprise, urban design. And it just looks really cool. I know my son really likes his Urban Armor Gear case on his phone, but let's get back to this. So in terms of covering ports, it does a very minimalist job. In fact, even the buttons on the side, it looks like there's actually space below the buttons. So it does give you easy access to everything, and it's nicely centered for the camera, which is good. And the bottom definitely gives you access to the speakers, which means, let's see if it's wireless charging friendly. And it is. In fact, all the cases are, so that's nice. This Urban Armor Gear Pathfinder will cost you $34.95 at urbanarmorgear.com. And it is also very easy to take off, a point there. And then we have this one. This is, from a looks perspective, I really love the Monarch. I've seen this for other phones too. So we'll take it out and you'll see why. This is, if I lived in a video game, like, I don't know, Ralph Breaks the Internet or something, then this is the phone case I would have. I don't really care if it actually works. This is just the coolest looking case. And even on the sides, it looks almost like it's the tire of a car. I mean, seriously, how cool is that? This is just a great case. Perhaps more of a masculine case, but that doesn't mean gals can't enjoy it too, right? So, has a same bezel, maybe a little bit less, could maybe do with another millimeter of bezel there. Nothing horrible, but worth knowing. It's pretty minimal for such a protective case. And the buttons, pretty much the same design as the Pathfinder. This is the Monarch, in case I forgot to mention that. And on the bottom, you have very easy access to all of the ports and speakers and such. And of course, the corner design is a little bit more squared off, and I'm confident it will charge. Yep, of course it charges. So I really like the design of this. I just think that's a really cool looking case. You might think differently. You might be looking for something different in your case, but this is definitely something where it just adds a really fun layer to your existing iPhone. And then the inset part is actually leather. I'm not sure why they even bother to do that, since all the outer part and all the stuff you touch is actually rubber or whatever, they're hardened plastics. But be that as it may, it comes in 3 colors. This is crimson. I know you want one. It's okay. It's $59.95, and it's also at urbanarmorgear.com. So we'll take this off, and that means we're down to, believe it or not, our last case from this set. And this last case is possibly the brightest, cheeriest color case I've ever seen. This is the Tech21 Evo Check. It comes in 7 colors, and this is neon yellow. And I'm sure whatever it looks like on YouTube, it looks way more intense in person. This is just a super fun, bright case. It's also a very minimalist case. So they have some sort of inset rubber that gives you additional protection, but it's generally just a sort of soft case. The only reason I included it in this roundup is because Tech21 says that this actually works for the 12-foot drop. Now, what I'm realizing as we're doing this is it's the wrong darn size for this phone. So this is where this all gets really funny. So the companies have clearly gotten data from Apple about exact dimensions. So this is actually for the iPhone 5.8, right? Here's the problem. The iPhone XR actually goes by the moniker iPhone 6.1. Now, why people would print 6.1 on their phone cases, I don't really understand, because of course your immediate reaction would be like, iPhone 6? This is an iPhone 10, man. I spent a lot of money on this. So I don't know what that's all about. The iPhone 6.1 is the iPhone XR, but this case is for the iPhone 5.8, which I actually have no idea what phone that is, because it is just a smidge too small for this phone. Maybe about a 1/4 inch. So this one, sorry, we're not going to make that part of the roundup. In fact, we're even going to toss the case. Sorry, Tech21, we were so close. It was so close, and who cares? The color is really awesome. Which leaves us back to the basic question of all of these different cases, which one do I like the best? Now, I will tell you, my daughter loves the OtterBox Defender. This is her case, because this is actually her phone. Don't tell anyone, it's not my phone. She loves it because it gives her maximum protection. It's just a big, bulky product, and that's what she wants. She wants something that's going to make sure her phone doesn't ever get damaged or hurt. Now, from my perspective, when I look through all of these and consider all the pros and cons of the different designs and everything, honestly, I think that my favorite would have to compete. So as is, I think this Urban Armor Gear Pathfinder would be my favorite, but since I know that Speck makes these exact cases with different graphics on them, then I think a different version of this case could be my favorite. But I think this is going to be my favorite, and then I think we're going to hold on to the OtterBox Defender as my daughter's favorite for the phone. So, this is Dave Taylor. Thank you for watching all of this. Holy cow, this is a lot of cases, and I have a lot more to go through, so we are not done. Which means you really, please subscribe to my channel so you can keep up, because holy cow, we got a lot of stuff, especially as we're coming into the holiday season. You have no idea how many devices and gadgets and products I have piled up to review on my YouTube channel. So click that subscribe button and stay plugged in. And with that, I am gonna actually have to put this back in the proper case and give it back to my daughter, which means I'll catch you in my next video.